the show. Jeremy Irons joins the Watchmen cast. Jerod Leto jumps off the sinking ship onto another sinking ship. Disney, Comcast, Fox love triangle updates. Kevin Feige acknowledges that LGBTQ characters are coming and have already been in the MCU. And it's finally happening. Halo, potentially the Master Chief, is getting a TV show. Let's get the party started, folks. It's hot down here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, enemies and friends, welcome to the show that never ends. You are tuned into On the Real on the R Squared Network. I am your host, Steve Johnson, and joining me today is my brother from the same mother, Mr. Johnson.
Hello out there on TV land.
All right.
Like that energy. Keep that same energy.
Good. And the last best hope for the resistance, Mr. Woods.
What up?
All right. Well, without further ado, it is time for us to get into...
Hey, fun fact.
You always catch me.
Yeah, I know. So, he didn't... I don't know necessarily that he made the phrase, because that's obviously not true. That's obviously true.
Hey,
he didn't
Joe.
make the
Thanks for
phrase.
watching.
Hey, what's up, Joe?
That's Joe Oswald from the second page.
What up?
All right, what's up?
But Flip Wilson is most famous for coining the phrase, "The devil made me do it."
Wow.
Yeah. So it's probably been out for years, way before Flip Wilson was ever born. But
first of all,
he put it into,
I'm pretty sure it was Eve that coined that phrase.
The devil made me do it. Okay.
You know. But
can you blame Eve?
Hey.
You know.
Who else was she gonna blame?
Yeah,
hey,
the devil.
Right.
Okay.
Talking snakes and shit.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get on to the news. Okay, folks. This is it. This is big. HBO, their Watchmen series has now casted Jeremy Irons.
Wow, that adds
some clout,
some credibility to that show, doesn't it?
Okay.
It might just be better than the original Watchmen now, just because of that.
Yeah, it might not even be whack.
Now, here's my question.
Yeah, I was gonna say who's gonna play.
So here's the thing. This is actually done by Damon Lindelof, the guy who did most recently Leftovers, but also.
How did you feel about season 3?
I liked it. I think
you think it ended well
absolutely.
in terms of like
absolutely.
how they tied the story in?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Because they, you know.
Yeah,
saw,
you know
what we saw.
Yeah.
But so this is not going to take place in the 80s. It's not a retelling. It is a continuation. So it is.
So it takes place present day?
Today.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's new characters.
Yes.
That's going to be introduced.
And they say some old characters.
So are they in the DC?
Well, here's my question.
F you.
Because they're like the Watchmen are like a DC property now.
But here's the question: is he gonna play Alfred?
Yo, that's.
Aha. So they're gonna tie the TV show into the movie.
Have Alfred just in the Watchmen?
Yeah, but the question is, does HBO is known for quality content? Do they want the stink of the DCFU on them?
Don't bring that on Jeremy Irons. He actually was a pretty good
Who was
Alfred.
he supposed to play? They didn't say at all.
I mean,
it's rumored that he's Ozymandias, right?
People think that that's who he is because they're basically giving fake names now. Because they want to keep it all secrets and stuff. But I'm very excited about this. It is one of my favorite graphic novels that I read, and it is one of my favorite Zack Snyder films.
It's gearing up to actually be a decent show so far in terms of
a really good shoot.
Fun fact.
You stealing Yabi's catchphrases now?
I am.
You know,
I'm
glad you acknowledge it.
Christopher Nolan, Warner Brothers wanted him to also direct Man of Steel, but he said no because it was taking too much time away from the things he wanted to do.
Some other whack shit he was making?
Yeah, Inception.
Whoa. How are you going to come at Christopher Nolan saying something whack that he was making?
Yeah, I'm lying. He doesn't make whack shit except for, The Dark Knight Returns.
But that happened because, one, his attention was on Man of Steel, and 3, it was supposed to be geared around the Joker, and he had to change it last minute what he wanted to do. But anyway.
Don't blame Christopher Nolan.
He handpicked Zack Snyder to direct Man of Steel, hence putting the DCFU on the path that it is currently trying to recover from. Because
so you're clearly blaming Christopher
No,
Nolan.
I'm just saying there's a lot of ways to blame Christopher Nolan. But because of
Christopher
his
Nolan
work
is
on the
clearly
Watchmen,
responsible for a bunch of whack shit recently then.
maybe it was just protecting his legacy. But anyway, he handpicked him because of his work on the Watchmen. That's all I'm saying. To do.
So
Man
he
of Steel.
didn't buy the block; he burnt the block.
I didn't say that.
He
Man of
effed
Steel was
everything
dope,
up, bro.
All right, time to move on.
According to who?
All right. Speaking of sinking ships, Jerod Leto is officially signed on to play Morbius in Sony's Spider-Verse. Not to be confused.
Who cares?
But what if he doesn't team up with Venom?
Yo,
Black Goop.
the only way I care about this
Black
Morbius,
Goop.
only way I care about this Morbius movie is if they somehow get Wesley Snipes to play Blade, and then it's Morbius and
Then
Blade.
you'll allow it?
Then I'll allow it. That's the
Okay.
only way I care.
All right. So, do we care about this? Does this mean he's leaving the Joker role?
No, he's still signed on to do a Joker movie.
Yo,
Because that's what I'm hearing.
How many characters is this guy playing, man?
Wasn't there
he's a
recently
thespian.
talk of him getting his own standalone Joker movie?
Yeah, but that's bullshit.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, he's
And like
he's
a
the
Harley Quinn and Joker movie?
Harley
No.
Quinn.
They're
Now he's
throwing
Morbius.
things at the wall to see what sticks.
Who
Whatever
isn't
they
he
get-
playing
They
another
started
character?
trying to see what gets the most comments on the internet.
And that's what they're going to make. That's really what's happening. That's quiet as kept. Another fun fact, that's how Westworld's made. You
Okay.
just go to the Reddit comments.
And you
see
take
the
it from
theories.
I like what you did there.
Let's go. All right.
We left that alone.
Anybody else? Anybody
Nah,
care?
whatever. No.
No,
No.
not at all.
Moving on. It is hot.
Wait, real quick though. Is he
Real
going to
quick.
be in? Is he going to be with Tom Holland? This is only exclusively
no, Tom
the
Holland
Sony.
can't appear in this. But again, what happens with Tom Holland? Speaking of that, I don't know if we talked about this, but Tom Holland came out and confirmed the name Far From Home. Is that a play on words? Because Homecoming was a play on words that he was coming home to Marvel.
Yeah.
Well, that's one speculation. Of it.
Spider-Man
There was
2
also the Homecoming prom
is the last
or the dance.
So this is the last in the deal with
in
Marvel?
the deal. So unless they re-up it, he's going over to whatever the fuck Jerod Leto and Tom Hardy
Black
are doing.
Goop.
Yeah. So maybe Far From Home is like,
No.
he's far from the MCU.
No, I thought it would meant that he's like gonna be in Secret Wars.
So you're
and
telling
Black
me that
Goop
he's
is
still
coming
going to
after him.
be like working with Sony in future?
He
Spider-Man
has one
movies?
more movie after Spider-Man 2 on his Sony contract, right? And then whether he continues or they re-up it or whatever.
But only one on Marvel.
Yes.
One on each.
Well, 2 on Marvel, I think, because he's supposed to be in Infinity War.
Infinity War, and then his own standalone,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yes.
So technically, he's done 4 movies. He
But
did
maybe
Civil
they'll
War,
re-up it, especially when this Venom movie flops.
Black Goop.
Don't
Listen.
forget the Silver and Black movie.
No,
So
no,
when
who
are they
cares?
putting out the next trailer for Venom, so they can show it's not as, hokey as the first
Right
trailer?
before the first trailer for Aquaman.
Aqua Bro.
Why haven't they put out a trailer for that? Isn't it coming out like
They're putting it out at Comic-Con. They're going to run Comic-Con this year. This is their last chance.
in October?
No. That's New York Comic-Con. San Diego Comic-Con.
When is that? That's this month, right? Or is
It's
it like
this
next
month.
week?
I think it's sometime this month, yeah.
This is
Um,
July.
yeah.
Yo, I think he's on a planet, Secret War style, Far From Home.
You hope.
No, I don't hope.
Okay.
He is.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. But yeah, this is DC's chance to run the table because Marvel's not going to be there.
Yo, they're fucking done, son.
You
Like
don't know
nobody
that. They can turn
cares.
it all around.
How? Like if nothing is in stone and everything is just they're just throwing shit at the wall and see what sticks and see what people comment, they have no plan at all. So I mean, I can't see Aquaman like after all of this stuff that Marvel has given us. How is that going to captivate a new audience to say I'm all in?
You'd be surprised.
It better be amazing, yo. It's a lot of pressure on Aquaman. That's all I'm saying.
Aqua Bro.
Aqua Bro.
It's a lot of pressure on Jason Momoa.
Okay, so we have next Disney, Comcast, Fox update. This is some good news. You are going to want to hear this, Mr. Johnson.
Yes, they voted to approve the deal.
No. Well,
Yeah.
slow down. Disney does not own Fox yet.
It's a shareholders vote.
The shareholder vote has an official date of July 27th. But riding into that shareholder vote, Disney has just gotten provisional approval from the government.
Yeah.
Which means as long as the shareholders approve it on the 27th, done deal. There's no more hurdles.
Right.
However, because it is set for the 27th, it was set for the 10th, but Disney upped the offer.
Right. They pushed it back.
They pushed it back. This gives Comcast the time to come up with the money. And word on the street is Comcast is trying to up the bid to something like 85 to 90 billion dollars.
Yeah.
And at what point is Fox just not worth all that money?
Here's the whole
They started at 52.
They've been not worth all that money.
Here's the whole thing, though. It would be wise for the shareholders to just approve it because this deal is closer to going through, as opposed to, and they're already getting more than they were gonna.
Scratch with
Exactly, they were already getting more than they were even got for the same thing that they were selling for cheaper. Now they're getting more from the same people.
Yeah.
So if anything, thank you Comcast for getting us more money, but this is gonna definitely go through by this day. This definitely going through, and we getting this money right now.
Speaking words into existence, or
that's what he's trying to do.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, but what happens when Comcast says like, "Yo, we want to give you LeVar"?
All I'm saying is, what if Gordon Gekko is on the board?
90 billion for you.
You know what I'm saying?
You're there with 75, but how about this 90 billion?
But then you have to wait
how
for
much
the
is
government
enough?
when I could get this money now and I could flip that money into whatever right away.
More.
With that much money that you were gonna get for some shit that you was already selling for the low anyway from the same people, it's better, and I could get this money on the quick. I'm getting it this month.
You're not thinking
and I could flip that money. Yes.
If on that
but
level,
if somebody's coming to you at
yo, stop with your negativity because this is what's going down. Okay,
you don't want to hear it.
Yo, stop with your negativity. That's what's happening.
He doesn't want to hear it.
Yo, so let it be written, so let it be done, son. That's it.
All right, folks.
He doesn't want to hear it, man.
We will leave it at that.
Yeah,
all right.
It's signed, yo.
You already see it?
It's already done.
Just some
ink.
Other topics.
The ink is drying.
To run past, we don't have pictures for these, but I hope you guys don't care.
Imagine.
Because it was too hot for pictures.
Close your eyes.
Rapid fire.
So, rapid fire.
Pew, 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 pew.
Sonic the Hedgehog is getting a live-action movie, and they have cast as Sonic, or the voice of Sonic.
Okay.
James Marsden, Cyclops.
Who?
Cyclops.
That should be interesting.
James Marsden.
Dude who played Cyclops in the most recent X-Men movie?
The original.
Oh, the dude who Jean Grey disintegrated?
Yes.
the dude who got disintegrated. Yeah, right. Just took it back to X-Men.
But it gets better. You may not care about that, but what if I also told you Jim Carrey's playing Dr. Robotnik?
What if I also told you why are we getting a Sonic movie?
What's that?
There's live action or animated?
Action, yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Why are we getting a Sonic movie?
Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Jim Carrey's gonna be in it, and James Marsden. The Riddler.
Oh, so all right. So this is gonna be in like the Grinch style, in terms of live action.
Maybe.
Because seeing Jim Carrey goofy like that'll make sense.
We'll see.
All right, whatever.
I don't know how that's gonna work.
CG. I don't think it should be live action, but what they're calling live action these days is very weird. The question is, are they going to make him look like an actual scary hedgehog?
It's like what they call truth.
Like a talking
truth,
animal.
Right?
No. But I'm saying, like, technically...
Is he going to be, like, human size, or is he going to be proportionate size to a real hedgehog? Is he going to be like Alvin and the Chipmunks when they did that movie, they were, like, chipmunk size?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. But little chipmunk size. Is he going to be like a hedgehog?
Carrey.
Is he going to actually be blue?
No,
or is he going to be, like, realistic hedgehog?
No idea. I think it should
Why don't they just get Jaleel White again?
They should.
Jaleel White, for those who don't know the article, he used to do it on the cartoon.
Yeah.
He used to do Sonic's voice.
For many years.
For many years.
Many years.
Okay. No, but I think it should be a CG movie.
Right.
And yes, keep James Marsden have James Marsden be Tails.
Yo,
he got disintegrated, man, and he shot himself in the head in Westworld.
Man,
come on.
He's a chump.
Man.
On screen, I don't know about the man himself, but
Why?
on screen he's played chumps.
Spoiler alert.
Mad spoilers.
First of all, it doesn't matter. It's Westworld. Nothing matters, and anyone who watched Westworld will understand shooting yourself in the head means nothing. You will just be back in the next episode.
It's a video game, like.
But yes.
Okay.
That's what it is. That's
I don't
the
watch
twist.
Westworld.
Okay, next. In an recent interview at some kind of Comic-Con, not San Diego, Jim Starlin was doing an interview, and he said, first of all, he talked about how well he was treated by the folks at Marvel Studios.
Yes.
They brought him in not just to say, obviously they should have brought him to the premiere, but they brought him in while they were writing it and while they were filming it to actually get his input. And they actually listened to a lot of the things they told him when they asked him. And a lot of studios don't do that. DCEU.
F you.
Now, exactly. But they treated him really well. But he got a call, and this is speaking more highly of how well he was treated.
Okay.
When the movie was about to be released.
They gave him several cheeses that he has never heard of before.
I'm sure they did. But they actually did him the courtesy of calling him to apologize that there was about 30 minutes of footage, Thanos Backstory, that they said, we're sorry, the movie's
They had
already...
to cut?
Yeah, we have to cut it. But the fact that they called him to tell him that...
Right.
That's respect.
That is.
But he says that
it's on the Blu-ray, though.
They assured him that there will be some cut of the film that has it, because they filmed it already.
Right.
So it may not be the initial Blu-ray release, but there may be an Infinity War extended cut that includes another 20, 30 minutes of Thanos.
And it's going to be like completely animated, like it ain't going to be half-assed.
40 minutes of just more movie. 4-hour cut.
Listen,
of
you
Infinity
can give me
War.
a 6-hour cut of that movie. I'm good.
You're with it?
I'll take it. Throw that 5 hours in there that Marcus and McFeely were talking about that they had for where Cap and Widow and Falcon have been in the 2 years.
Crazy how that movie was 4 hours, but it didn't have to be more than like 10 minutes. Like, do any of y'all watch like How It Should Have Ended?
Yeah, well, I watched that.
Did you watch the Infinity War one?
I didn't check that one. I've been hesitant. You know what it is? I just have this feeling of like, yo, Infinity War is so dope that I'm actually waiting for it to just naturally come to come home.
There's
Blu-rays,
so much stuff they could have done.
Digital. I don't want to see no alternation. No, nothing alternate. Nothing.
Like, okay, with the time stone, because Doctor Strange has a time stone. Why didn't he just turn Thanos into a baby? You have the time stone. Even Doctor Strange should.
That just would have ended it right there.
Yeah. Also, you know how they were jumping in and out of portals? He could have grabbed his arm, like, because they did this in the thing, but grabbed his arm with a cloak of levitation and then dropped him through a portal and then closed the portal, chopped his arm off.
Oh, chopped his arm off.
There you go. Or how about when Thor threw the axe in him? He's like, oh, he should have aimed for the head. He's like, oh, I thought the arm was just as good. Then his arm was just laying there. Like,
his arm was just there.
Yeah, but I mean, by that logic,
that was how it should have ended.
By that logic, every movie could be 10 minutes. All right, it is time to move on to the focal point. Okay, at the recent red carpet event for Ant-Man and the Wasp, Kevin Feige talked about some of the future of the MCU and its sort of representation and how much that matters. So he has confirmed that there will be new characters introduced into the MCU that are of and a part of the LGBTQ community.
Plus.
I mean, I'm quoting him.
No, I'm just saying
yes.
A plus.
And he says some that we have already seen. Now, we've already been aware that they've said that Tessa Thompson has said Valkyrie, that her character is bisexual.
I thought she said lesbian.
No.
Okay.
She likes dudes too. There's still hope for Thor.
Right.
Now.
There's hope for Menages. Okay.
See why you have to take it there. How do we feel about this?
Man,
is this long overdue? Is this an agenda? Does it matter? What do we think?
Don't be surprised when you see Cap kissing Bucky, is all I'm saying. What woman have you ever seen Cap kiss in this entire thing?
His
Who?
next door neighbor.
His neighbor.
Who is
The old
Agent
woman?
Carter's. He kissed
Peggy Carter's
yeah.
Niece or whatever she is.
grandniece.
Yo, man,
Yeah.
all I'm saying is him and Bucky is gay for each other. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Okay, Mr.
Well,
Woods.
Well, truthfully, I think
I think that is the only thing I would have a problem with, because I think here's my go ahead.
no, I
What, Captain Bucky?
Yes.
No, I mean, whatever. To each its own, right? But I just think that to make it like prominent, like, hey, these characters are gay or these characters are bisexual or whatever, like, let it be known. I don't think that's necessary in storytelling, right? Because of a character's sexual
Orientation?
habits
None of that
in
matters.
the bedroom,
Yeah.
right? So now, but if in the art of storytelling, if there so happens to be a character that Valkyrie, just for example, or Captain Marvel or whomever's coming down the pipeline or whatever, that they have an affinity for someone, or they talk about this backstory that this character was their love, their love interest or whatever happened, and that's progressing the story along, then why not? There's nothing wrong with that. But to me, to say it like, well, you have to know that this character is,
So how are they going to do
blah, blah,
this?
blah.
They're just going to say, hey,
like, are
by
we
the way,
seeking
I'm
out
gay.
heterosexual
Yeah.
characters? No, they're
But
You
saying,
just assume that everybody's
character
hetero.
has been heterosexual, right?
You assume that
And
they're
so-
hetero.
And
thank you.
Okay, no.
That's the assumption.
Look.
I don't
But
know.
I'm
though.
just
Bruce
saying-
Banner
but
is fucking the Black Widow.
How many F-bombs?
Sorry.
Like Loki could be gay. Like, how do we know?
Maybe we don't, but I'm just saying that argument of I don't need that in my storytelling. Love interests have always been a prominent part of storytelling, right? And so...
But Marvel movies ain't love stories.
I'm talking about making an
Iron Man
emphasis.
is a love story. It's all about him and Pepper Potts.
Really? Is it?
If
Yes.
it drives that narrative, if it serves the purpose of that story. So, for example,
That's just Iron Man, then.
if there is a Moon Knight story, or if there's a, you know what I mean, and it's prominent in Moon Knight's character or whatever, that this is his journey. He's a gay character or whatever.
Moon Knight is gay?
No.
Okay, you just making shit up over here.
Don't we all? So if he happens to be a gay character, homosexual, whatever you want, however it's whatever's
Shatterstar
nice,
though.
yeah. But if it drives his story that he has a love interest and so forth, and it's a male, then okay, great. And then this person passes away or gets hurt, or it drives the narrative to what pushes him to become that superhero. I'm all for it. But I just think that in terms of showcasing, like, expressing, whether it could be a straight character as well, like, hey, he is a man, he is straight, he likes women, like, if it doesn't serve the purpose of the story, why do you have to put such a great emphasis on it? You know what I mean? Like, just let it be natural more than forced. That's all I'm saying.
But see, this is gonna trigger
How
you.
are they gonna
and
introduce-
I know that it's
yeah.
gonna trigger you, so just
How
bear
they're going to
with me.
introduce it is just going to be like, okay,
I know-
a character
I
is
know
just
where you're
gonna
gonna
kiss
go, but go ahead.
another character of the same gender, and then now you know for sure that they're gay, and then it will have never be mentioned again in the story. Like, how else do you introduce it?
How you introduce what?
Like gay characters, are you going to show their boyfriend or their girlfriend in the movie? Or are they just going to kiss, and then you're just like, okay, now you know that they're gay?
I just
How
think
are they
that
gonna introduce it?
you don't dismiss it. You don't dismiss it if it's a part of their character and their narrative and their story. Why not showcase it, display it? You know what I mean? Make it prominent in what you're trying to. I guess what I'm getting to is that when we do these things, like, yes, you will see more gay characters, and yes, some old and some new. Or is that the equivalent to saying, yes, you will see more black characters? Yes.
Speaking of black characters, I'm trying to see, Black Panther have a menage with the Dora Milaje. If you know what the hell I'm saying.
Okay.
But you know what? You bring up a good point, right? The Dora Milaje. There's a number of characters in there who are gay. There's a number of those women who are gay.
Perfect
Yeah, the one
opportunity,
that was
bro.
in Civil War.
Just
No
show
problem.
All you
Cool.
need to do, like,
But
show,
I mean, was it showcasing her, like, yo, she's gay, like, let it be known she's gay.
But
what does that do?
My point is, if we
People
don't
want to feel included, bro.
That's what I'm coming to, right? So if we don't have a problem that there is a love story plot between Thor and Jane, or between Banner and Black Widow, which I
honestly don't give a crap about none of the love story stuff in any of these movies. It's all very forgettable to me.
But I'm saying we don't go out.
That's
and say,
not why I go to see it.
Was straight, and my point is only this.
I guess they do that for the female viewers. Not to say that they don't like action too, but I guess they do it for them because they ain't doing that for me. I don't go see not one of these movies for the love story.
You see it for the action.
Yes.
I mean, maybe. I think the love story is very prominent in, let's say, the Spider-Man movies. I know that not this current MCU iteration, but the Mary Jane and Spider-Man thing was a big part of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man thing. Like,
that's a sub-story of the story.
But it was a big...
I mean, Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi.
Yes.
Right, but I mean, these, like, for what you're getting at with the love stories, right? Those components of it are sub-stories of the story. And maybe not for Iron Man, where it was always him trying to, showcase that him and Pepper Potts can coexist without the iron suit or whatever, but that's not always the case in all of these stories. It might be more character driven, or the person searching for who they are inside. You know what I mean? So what I'm getting at, and what I continue to emphasize, is that if it drives the narrative of that individual's character and their progression and story, I am all for it. But if it's almost like, if you're trying to force feed it in a way that what was the purpose of what was the purpose of putting just even a heterosexual sex scene in a movie? You know what I mean? Like, where it's just there, and it's like, that's not necessary. I don't need to see what we get the message. Jane and Thor wind up messing around in the bed or something like that. Like, we get it. Captain America and such and such. Like, you don't need to show it to me. Like, be more tasteful than that. You know what I'm saying? So if it's
none of it matters to me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't matter that it's gay. If it's heterosexual and you're just throwing it out there, like, oh yeah, here's this steamy love and kiss and all that, get out of here, man.
Yeah, but look, all I'm saying is this: these movies are for all people, and when I say for all people, they want everybody's money. And if they are happy to take the money of gay people, then they should represent them in the films. Right? Mm-hmm. People go.
You're trying to get every dollar, man. There's black characters because they want the black dollar. There's Asian characters because they want the Asian dollars. Right. There's going to be gay characters because they want the gay dollars too. All money spends the same way.
And all I'm saying, if they've
the
been
more people you have represented in this movie, the more money they can get.
And they have been taking gay people's money for a long time with these movies. So why not?
I mean, gay people run the industry anyway. So
give them as many characters.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is, maybe it is an agenda, but there should be an agenda because you're taking their money. Right. Unless you're specifically saying these movies ain't for you.
Right.
Then you should have characters in there that represent the populace of the people who are watching it.
But that opens up the question of who feels like these movies aren't for them. Like who
said
that who said these Marvel movies aren't for, you know what I mean, the LGBTQA plus community.
Like Deadpool is bisexual.
Specifically
pansexual.
But like he'll have sex with anything.
That's pansexual.
So that's still bisexual. You have sex with dudes.
No, it's not. I'm just.
Does he have sex with dudes?
Anything and everything. That's pansexual. Okay. I'm telling you, people feel some kind of way about this. It's not multisexual. He's pansexual. Including robots. That's pansexual.
Especially robots, according to the Solo movie. But anyways, my point is there should be an agenda, and I do not want to be in a comfortable position of,
inclusion matters, man.
Yeah, and that's it, because I get triggered when I hear people say dumb shit like, oh, why do you have to have a quota of how many black people you have to have in here? Or why do you have to have a quota of, oh, now this is like forced Mary Sue.
Right.
We're just forcing it down our throats that women are overpowering men. And it's just like, oh, shut up.
You know when it's not a forced quota? When things are kind of level, it's a level playing field, right?
Exactly. And I said this to you, right? don't talk to me about all the black shows on now because of Black Panther and Black Lightning and Luke Cage and whatever else is going on.
Right. Blackish.
Is it 13% of the content that is produced?
Right.
And if it is not, then it's not enough.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
so,
we need more Latino shows. We need more Asian shows.
I just think it should match the population. Or, to be more specific,
More gay
it
shows.
should match the spending power. And if you're matching the spending power, I think the black dollar is like 30% of the industry. So then that's how much you should see.
They should have whole gay shows and whole gay superheroes.
Yes, they should. Whatever, I'm saying whatever percent of the population that money is spent in that population, then yes.
I mean, shit, they may
that is
back
also
bottom.
not
That's a
to
Pandora's
say
box in itself.
it is, and it is also sort of, I think, it's a slippery slope to say that because a movie doesn't have someone that looks or look exactly like you, that you can't empathize with it. Because part of what movie making is supposed to be is to put you in other people's shoes.
Right.
Right?
Or projection.
Right.
You're supposed to be able to project yourself
right.
onto
So
that
there
character.
should be some universal values there.
Right.
But it has been skewed historically in one direction. Right?
Right.
So we should make an effort. Yes, it's an effing agenda.
Right.
And I'm okay with that.
I mean, but there's
want
been
their money.
gays in cinema since forever, bro.
Of course there has.
Very true.
I'm just saying.
That's
I
right,
mean,
that's
look
what I'm
at
saying. Yeah,
even
right.
if it wasn't
I'm
like
just
if
saying
people
I
just
don't have a
start
problem with it, and it's
and
especially
cross-dressing and all type of stuff like that.
Especially for a blockbuster movie that's trying to get everybody's dollars.
Right.
I think you should have everybody represented in there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that should be your agenda if you want their money. All right.
They're
now,
getting their money.
On to the what'd you say?
They're getting their money.
Of course they are.
They're getting their coins regardless, bro.
But I'm just saying it's the least you can do because they've been, you know.
Get all that gay money.
All right.
Not
And the black money, and especially the black money.
Yeah. They
all
got
right.
my money.
Although, now that I think about that.
Thank you. I just was going to let you hang with that one.
Okay. On to the final portion of the show, which is the focal point. No, not the focal point. What would you do? What am I saying? It's hot. I'm having hot flashes. Okay.
Okay.
So
I thought that was a female thing.
It's finally happening.
2018. Anybody can.
It is finally happening. The Master Chief himself, Halo, the Spartan, is getting a TV show.
This is what would you do? Okay.
Now my question is, I know
man, you should have had the helmet up there, man.
I
You
know
messed it up.
that LeVar, you
We
may
gotta
not
talk
have
about
much to say about this, but I am a Halo guy.
Why doesn't somebody have the helmet?
We should get the helmet. Now I'm a Halo guy, and I'm excited about this. It's finally happening, and there's been so many missteps where Peter Jackson was supposed to direct the movie, and then that got derailed, and then Neil Blomkamp was supposed to do it, and that ended up turning into District 9, and then they try to throw down our throats a bunch of like short-lived Halo like YouTube series.
Right.
Don't forget Nightfall, which actually starred none other than our very own Luke Cage, Mike Coulter.
So he's gonna be in this?
Probably not. I didn't like Nightfall as a series, but it was the most money they'd ever spent on a scripted Halo series. But Halo has a very big backstory, and there's a lot of lore there. Novels have been written. There's a lot there. And so my question here on what would you do is, what would you like to see this Halo series about? And again, I want to be clear, this is officially happening. Showtime has ordered a 10-episode series for the first season. And if that goes well, there'll be more. So what would you like to see season 1 of a Halo series be about? You didn't play. I played all the games, so
Right.
This is on y'all too. You might as well take the camera off
Yabi,
me.
you read some of the
Fade
books.
to black.
All right. Yeah. Well, my storyline for Halo differs from whatever is conjured up from them, but and I won't share that because then Hollywood will take it and get money, and I won't. I'll continue to have no money. But I would like to see them go the route of Halo Reach.
Okay.
Right?
The Fall of Reach?
Or the Fall, yeah. See, you could correct me better with that. Or even ODST, right?
Okay.
So those troops that were around Master Chief, right? I would like to see something like that. So for me, I would envision Master Chief, like season 2 would lead up to you seeing him, but season 1 is oh no, you said it's only 10 stories, right? So I mean 10 episodes.
10 episodes.
So you get, by the time you get to the 10th episode is when you actually see Master Chief. So you're watching the journey of these soldiers who hear of the stories and the lore of Master Chief.
So you don't want the series to follow Master Chief. You don't want the Master Chief to be the lead.
No, because Master Chief as a character, my Master Chief, as I said, the story that I have for
my
Master Chief
is Denzel Washington.
The story that I have for my Master Chief and how I would go about it is more interesting, right? But if it's in the context of what was presented through what is it, 343 or something like that?
343 Industries.
Yeah, Industries. If it's going through that context, then yeah, Master Chief is a dull character. So you have to really emphasize the story around the people that have dealt with him throughout his wars and battles, you know. So that kind of gets, because if you're just going with Master Chief, you're not really getting much out of that story.
So here's where I go a little bit different. I would like to see a story around the origins of Master Chief.
Okay. Before
he became Master Chief, because again, he is really too OP, right? But if you think about what the Federation or the UNSC was doing via Dr. Halsey, where they were kidnapping children to genetically modify them,
right, and raising them through this program, right?
And Master Chief was one of the few that made it out of the program alive,
right?
So I think you could end the series with him sort of coming to save, you know, the planet.
Mm-hmm.
But you started out as he is, because you know what they did? They essentially kidnapped the kids and then cloned them, and sent the clones back to the families. And as soon as the family got the clone, the clone would essentially get sick and die immediately.
Right.
And this is the way to sort of cover your tracks. No one's looking for the kids because they have the body of their dead child. Right? All they know is their child got sick.
Right.
But really that child was just a clone, or an ill-fated clone.
Right.
And things are going on. So you could follow the families that are dealing with these dying children.
Mm-hmm.
You could follow what's happening as the Spartan recruits into the program.
Right.
You could and then be out in the galaxy for what is leading up to the insurrections of these, because they did it to the poor planets. Right. So you could play with all that before you even get to sort of the introduction of the Covenant.
Right.
And
the arcs and everything else.
And if you want to bring it to the Flood, you can do that too. So
the
all
Flood would
be
dope.
All those things going on. The Flood's like the White Walkers coming, like winter is coming.
Yeah, the Flood would be dope. So you
could turn this into a cosmic Game of Thrones style series where you're jumping back and forth between Master Chief coming up. Master Chief is the Jon Snow that's gonna save everybody, right? And he's like at the wall basically.
Well, you do 3 timelines of him as Master Chief, him as a child, and then him and the recruit.
I get weird about timelines,
you know what I mean?
But I'm soured on timelines because of Westworld, so don't come to me with. I need linear stories.
You hear timeline and you start like getting like reverberations.
I'm triggered now. No, but that's what I like to see. I don't want it to be granularly focused on one group. I want a story that's spread out across the galaxy, and sort of telling the origin story of Master Chief, as well as the first interactions of the Covenant, the war with the Covenant, and the politics of the sort of the worker planets, the Elysium aspect of it.
Right.
And again, obviously the politics of the UNSC as well. And then the oncoming Flood coming, because they're going to have to figure that out.
And you know, with all of that, as I said,
I can picture that taking place over the course of 4 to 8 years of telling that story.
You mean of storytelling?
Yes.
Right. Long form, right?
Yes.
So as I said, I would kind of want to see if you can really humanize the characters around Master Chief. I wouldn't mind seeing that. And then within the episodes, you watch, some of them, die. You watch one of them make a decision that they want to become a part of the program, even though they're too old for it, or something like that, or they're uncovering mysteries about
and people
about what the whole Master Chief program really was about, things like that. Yeah, and you're going through those type of there's some insurrection going on. People are disgruntled. The flood. There's an encounter with the Covenant. Just wild different storylines that's happening, and you're not even getting to Master Chief yet. You know what I mean? So, and by the time Master Chief comes on camera, he's
You want to see him developed already when he comes on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see them build up to that. Right?
Right.
But anyway, that's what I got. I'm super excited. We'll see what comes of all this. But that is it, folks. Anybody got any parting words?
Wrap it up, B.
Okay. All right. On that note, tell them where they can find you, Mr. Johnson.
The dude abides with a Z, couple periods in between. Always, and they go.
All right. And Mr. Woods, where can they find you, sir?
Why Woods, Why Not on most social media platforms, or whywoodswhynot.com.
All right. And you can find me at your favorite social media network, as long as it's not Snapchat, at Steve A.M. Johnson. You can also find me on the second page, as well as that's where we discuss politics and all the latest of the Trump shenanigans. And if you want to hear fathers talking about fatherly stuff, or you can come check me out on the 36 Chambers of Fatherhood.
Yes, sir.
That is it, and there's more to come. Tell us what you think about us going live on a Monday, because we want to move the show to Mondays. Prime time. All right, folks.
Prime time earlier than this, you mean?
Hugs, not drugs.
Yeah.
Later.
Except we.